She's no. Sober Connor, enjoy all of this.
I imagine like sober Connor right now, just like taking his glasses off. He's just kind of like rubbing his temples, and it's just like, you know, I don't get paid enough for this.
I don't get paid at all for this.
He gets paid $0, except for maybe the $2 you get whenever someone buys a t-shirt. Is it worth it, sober Connor? Do you love this shit? Is that our opener?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Hey everyone. It's been a minute, but we're back.
The time between the last episode and this episode might not be quite as long, but it probably is because I won't be able to edit this next weekend. So it might take a minute.
Yeah.
But even before that, it's been taking me a little bit longer than I would like to edit these episodes.
But, you know, that just gives you guys more time to, I don't know, get caught up. Listen to your favorite episodes again, if you have any. I don't know why you would, but if
Episode
you did.
6 is everybody's favorite, and everybody knows that.
Yeah, episode 6 when we exchanged our clout tokens for good content. But yeah. So, you know, just be patient, and we will churn out the shitty content that you love.
And have never asked for.
No, I don't think a single person has asked for or wanted this. But by golly, do we just give it to you anyway?
Horny old man, please dismiss.
No. You're not needed here. We're going to let that one slide.
Kyle with an N, what you drinking?
Well, Connor. Well, Cybrwulf1201. I am drinking, Vax, you can't have this. I am drinking what is been dubbed as Diet Dummy Juice Royal. This is created by EJ the Grey. And it is vanilla orange Coke Zero, okay, and Crown Royal. And it's, it's something.
Yeah.
It's a drink. It's alcohol. I've had a few of these since 5 p.m.
Same hat, because what I am currently drinking is, it's not quite as royal. This is not on a 5 the royal. This is ginger lime Diet Coke with lime gin.
Oh, you're citrusy. Ooh, you are not gonna get scurvy. Ooh.
Yes, because getting your citrus from Diet Coke and gin, that little splash of lime flavor, that's definitely how you're supposed to get your vitamin C.
Look, if the pirates have known about that, they would have been all over that shit. You were like the pirate innovator of alcohol.
That's me.
Connor, let's do the shit that we always do and start by talking about the shit we play. So, what the fuck has happened in between now and last time?
So, I am only on one RPG show right now. So, I know you are involved in significantly more than I am right now.
Yeah, probably to my detriment, considering that this summer semester coming up is my last semester before I graduate, and my thank you. But my graduation is contingent on me passing my exams that I need to study for, my big exam. So instead of, devoting more time to study for my exams, I'm devoting more time to play tabletop games with people on the internet. and in real life. So, I am really good at the priorities thing. What do I have going on right now? So, I think last time that we talked, we were going to have a finale of sorts for Alas for the Awful Sea. However, things didn't pan out with real life, and of course, our wonderful MC Summer had a sweet, precious baby.
Yay! Yay!
So, who is just absolutely adorable. Just a very cute little bib. So, she's wisely enough taking a break.
Yeah.
So we will come back at some point, and see if we ever get the fuck off of Marigold. Who knows? But I think it's about time, considering that the town is half destroyed. So that's that on that. The other one that I am in that is currently in the process of being run at the moment is Monster Hearts. Playing game Monster Hearts, which, if you guys remember, I play Violet, who is a werewolf.
Awu.
Okay. You're gonna have to refresh my memory. Do you remember the last thing I talked about in regards to that campaign?
You fucked 2 people in the same day.
Yeah.
No, you're 2 for 2. Sorry.
Yes. Okay. So the streak has not been continued. However, some other shit has been going down. Basically, to kind of tell this as concisely as possible, considering that Monster Hearts is full of threads and shit.
So actually, I do want to interject.
Oh.
I'm very excited for this conversation because let me pull up the receipts.
Okay. Get the receipts. Get that CVS receipt.
Tuesday at 10:22 p.m. Kylen texted me saying, "I can't wait to tell you what happened to Violet tonight." To which I responded, "Oh, whoa." To which Kylen responded, more like, "Awu."
Because Awu indeed. So, yeah, so kind of the last time that we talked about this, Violet and Gaia, who is Prairie Cider's character, kind of basically made a pact together that if she would kind of like keep a lookout in like the forest around campus for like weird shit, they in turn would let Violet know more about werewolves, because she doesn't know anything about them, because she was basically bitten and then whoever did the biting just yeeted off. So she is literally a lone wolf, a one-man wolf pack. So that was the agreement. So yeah, so Violet was able to get into contact with Dee again, got those some weird hairs that Dee found at the president of the college's house, and was like, I would like to, what is it? I forget what it's called in this game. I think it's like Gaze into the Abyss. It's basically when you roll your weird stat and you kind of like see spooky supernatural stuff. So yeah, I was like, let me sniff these hairs and gaze in the abyss and see if I can find out shit about them.
Sniff.
So that goes well, because as she does, she sees like some sort of creature, but as she does, like this vision that she's getting, it's invoking all of the feelings of the night whenever she was first turned, which is a lot of anger, a lot of confusion, a lot of fear, lots of almost like animal-like feelings. So she wakes up from this vision on her bed, and then like her like sheets have been like scratched to shit, and she's starting to become a little more feral. And she's like, shit, let me go run around the woods and break shit to blow off steam. As one would do.
Right.
A perfectly normal coping mechanism. So, our friend Gaia, who has been hexed. Violet's also been hexed, but we'll get to that. So Gaia has been hexed by our witch, Riley, to basically see evil shit. Like, anytime they look out in nature, like the weird, demonic, threatening shit. So they go to their little throne room, and they're bugging out. And then they're like, I'm calling a meeting. All the nature, get in my fucking throne room is basically the vibe that was conveyed. And of course, Violet's running around out in the woods, so she's like, shit, better go to the fucking meeting. So, while she's getting over there, guys flipping their lid, and then, I'm sorry, Vax just did a big jump.
Oh, man.
Like, he was on the floor, and then he was up on the chair, and
he was on the floor.
Rolling on the floor, loving myself. Anyways. Right. So, guy is flipping the fuck out. And then, this NPC, whose name is Kendrick, their connection is they are like Cygnus, who is the unicorn's like, it's silly. The program is called Branch Buddies. It's basically the person that's supposed to show you around campus for all of the foreign exchange international students. But like, this dude is like, not that smart, because they're like, oh, I bet you don't know anything about this. And Cygnus is like, I'm from the UK. I know what you're talking about. Anyway, and they also have like white people dreads and smoke a lot of weed. So that's the that stage for you. So basically they come in and they're like, hey man, yo Gaia, what's up? Because they work for Gaia. Yeah, and then Gaia just kind of like goes ballistic and takes their shillelagh and starts beating this guy's face in. Like, straight up beating this guy's face in. Leshies, man, they're fun. Because they have a very interesting god complex about them. Yeah, so Violet arrives. She's already starting to look a little feral. Like, she's got, her fangs are a little longer, her nails are a little longer, because she's all stressed out. Comes up and sees this dude's face being bashed in a little too late, and it's just like, hey, snap the fuck out of it. And her solution to everything is just like a little bit of violence, just a teeny bit. So like, she's like trying to like dig her nails in the guy to get them to like, chill the fuck out. But yeah, I don't know how much I discussed this last time, but Violet was hexed, also by Riley, to not be able to harm anyone. And then there was a weird side effect to the spell that anytime she tried to harm someone, it would end up harming her. So, imagine, if you will, digging your nails into someone, and then your arm starts bleeding. And she's just like, yo, what the fuck? Did you do this? And guy's like, I didn't do that. Here, let me try and heal your wounds. But before that happens, someone walks in the fucking throne room. And it's the fucking president of the university. President Verde. And we're just like, what the fuck? And this dude's like, yeah, you guys have been hexed, it looks like. And we're like, how the fuck do you know that? What the fuck are you? And he's like, I don't care. I don't have time to explain to you peasants. So I can remove that hex from you. Just do me a favor and not fuck around with my shit. Because one of the other characters, another character that Violet also slept with, was kind of like fucking around with the president's shit and being a little nosy, and Violet and Gaia were also kind of getting in on that. And Violet's just like, you know, like, hey, get the shit off of me, but like doesn't really say yes or no either way, because she's kind of like in fight or flight animal mode. I also failed my keep your cool roll, so that didn't help. And Gaia was just basically like flipping the bird, like, fuck you, dude. So President's like, well, okay. You know, you're adults. You can do what you want. This is fine. And then, oh boy, snaps his fingers and does something to Gaia. I cannot remember the specifics, but what he does to Violet is trigger her darkest self. So, for those who are not familiar with the mechanics of Monster Hearts, not only do you have your normal moves and you have your sex move, but you have what's called your darkest self that can be triggered by other people's moves or at certain story points where basically you are the worst version of yourself. You are really playing into all these negative tropes, and there are certain conditions that get you to break from your darkest self. But while you're in that point, it is not a pleasant experience for the characters around you. So the werewolf's darkest self is interesting because whenever they enter their darkest self, they become a werewolf.
Naturally.
And the way to break the werewolf's darkest self is either they harm someone they care about physically, or the sun comes up, whichever happens first. Which is kind of not terrible in comparison to other darker selves. Like, other ones can last indefinitely until RP decisions are met, but the werewolf at least has, like, a time aspect to it. Otherwise, you'd be running around as a werewolf forever, and that would, you know, probably wouldn't be that good for the RP if you were big slobbery dog. But yeah, so that happened, and then Gaia went to run after Verde and like beat his shit in, and then their darkest self was triggered. So the Lushie's darkest self is they you know, try to subjugate whoever possible, and they cannot break it until they feel that someone has been sufficiently like subjugated and has been made to recognize their authority. So you get two people in a room with their darkest selves triggered, who are both have an inclination towards violence and dominance and subjugation. How do you think that turns out?
What did they make you do?
So I may went off a little bit and went a little cray cray, and might have tried to attack Gaia. But if you may recall, Violet was cursed to where anytime she tried to harm someone, it would harm her. So, as you can see, that battle did not play out in her favor. So, for all intents and purposes, mechanically, she died. So, Critical Role Molly's in the chat.
Oh, shit.
But, Monster Hearts has a mechanic to where you can skirt death. So, to skirt death, you can either choose to trigger your darkest self, which was not applicable in the situation since the darkest self had already been triggered. You can choose to lose all your strings on everyone. Strings are like your social currency, how you get advantages on rolls, how you can hurt other people's rolls, how you can tempt people to do things. So that's kind of a big blow. Or you could die. So I didn't want to die because I felt like there was more to Violet that could be explored than in just this moment. So, you know, I took the big hit and lost all my strings, and I had accumulated so many. So it just hurt to get rid of all of them. So, yeah. So Violet did die, in a sense. So, the next session there is a 2-week time skip. And during these 2 weeks, Violet has been in what I call the bad burrito.
The bad burrito?
The bad burrito. Because at the end of that episode, Gaia basically put them in like a little cocoon made of like roots and branches and stuff. And basically she was just kind of like in that little pod, just kind of like healing and shit. So Gaia essentially kept her from dying, which brought about some interesting side effects. So it was interesting because, you know, we were talking, Violet and Gaia, and Lily, our MC, was like, Violet, you notice that the sun feels really good. And I'm just like, you know, okay, that makes sense. You know, I've been like asleep for 2 weeks and in this little cocoon, so yeah, okay. But then like Violet's clothes are like all ripped to shit and stuff, and she's like, fuck, I need some clothes. So she's walking out of the like this greenhouse, and Lily's like, hey Violet, are you just really thinking hard about like how you need some clothes? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then Lily's like, cool. So yeah, as you're walking out of the greenhouse, plants start to kind of like coalesce around you and basically form a little outfit for you. I'm just like, that's abnormal. So, a side effect of Violet dying and being kept alive by Gaia's magic is that now Violet has a custom move that is called Green with Envy. And basically, if she rolls high enough on Weird, she can ask plants to do stuff for her.
Ooh.
If she's not that successful, however, the wording of the move is her soul becomes closer to the roots. Don't know what that quite means yet, but I assume that her soul becomes more and more Gaia's, which probably isn't good, but, you know, she's alive. And then Gaia, in turn, also got a custom move, which basically, I don't remember the name of it, but basically they have, not advantage, because there's no advantage in this system, but they basically have, I think it's +1 to all rolls against me, just because part of their essence is within me now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's not the best thing, but, you know, making it work. So, a lot of shit happened last episode, and basically everyone found out that everyone else is something weird. Like, we basically all found out we are fucking monsters. And it was a giant game of telephone, and he said, she said. But what I really liked was the end of the episode, because one of the NPCs in Violet's story is this bitch named Skylar, who is this girl on the soccer team who doesn't like Violet because Violet is better at soccer than she is. So, because Violet's been out of commission randomly for 2 weeks, our coach is like, hey, you know, glad you're back. Skylar's been playing your position. You know, she's doing just a really great job, you know, just so good. So we might keep her there. And Violet's like, oh, yeah, you know, that makes sense. Whatever's good for the team, right? Then this bitch Skylar comes up, and it's just like, she's saying all this shit to Violet. However, she's making all of these, like, dog puns. So, I'm just like, this bitch knows. You know how I know this bitch knows? Because she's in cahoots with the bad guy. She's bad. So Violet's just like, well, hey, we should get back to practicing. Good luck in my position. Break a leg. And Violet decides to ask something of the plants. And basically, her wish is, I really wish that Skylar would just fall and break her fucking neck. So, that was a successful roll. However, Skylar's neck does not break. Instead of having a normal bone crunchy sound, it is a metallic car crashy sound. So, and her neck was not broken. And basically the episode ended with her getting strangled by the plants. But no conclusion yet. But I don't know what this bitch is, but she is bad news. She is something. I don't know how the fuck that's gonna play out. But anyways, the Violet is half man, half wolf, half plant, man, wolf, plant. That's the thesis statement.
That lot.
Yes. But it's really cool because it's just like, damn, this is not like anything I've ever played. This isn't like anything I've ever seen been done. This is a new trope. But so yeah, what if Poison Ivy was a werewolf? That's basically it. So I'm really excited to see how that goes. Considering the stat that move is based off of is one of Violet's dump stats currently. So it's more likely than not that she will fail, which will have consequences of some sort. I haven't had to figure them out yet, thank God. But I'm really excited. I really enjoy this Monster Hearts game. I think it's just a really interesting system where lots of crazy shit happens. And of course, I just like monster people. So, it really just kind of caters to all my interests.
Yeah.
But that's me. Let's go to you.
So there actually isn't a lot to report on the Indoor Adventures game. We are still on the island of Arask. We should be getting pretty close to the end of it, though. Arjan is still making potions while Corey's doing stuff. I think she went on a date with Olivia.
A very nice seaside date. It's what she deserves. I have a quick question.
Okay.
Are they romantically involved, or is it just like a...
I think so.
Okay. Because, I feel like it's there, but I don't know if it's ever been explicitly stated. Like, it always feels implied to me. But I also miss, every other episode, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I think something's there. Obviously, they went to the moon together. There's something going on. They're on a t-shirt together.
Very romantic. I mean, I'm all down for it. I ship it. But I love Corey. I think she's a really great character. So thank you, Wings, for Corey. But also thank you, Indoor, for Olivia, because I also think she's a really interesting character. So, choo-choo, all aboard. Wait, that's not a ship noise.
It can be. Gwen and Kylen are still working for, well, actually, no, they just finished working for things that make you say, wow. Because Kylen has this custom wizard subclass, School of the Lost.
Oh.
Which is all about, forgotten knowledge and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that he can do from that is he can cast spells at higher levels that he should not be able to cast them at. But every time he does, he has to roll in a wild magic table. And that can de-age him. That can cause lightning spells, lightning attacks to hit other enemies and kill them all, which happened during his adventures. it can cause a unicorn to be summoned, which also happened.
I'm ready for the potted plant. It's gonna happen one day.
You know, because whenever you have to spend all of your downtime paying off the consequences of rolling on this table, the best thing to do is to keep rolling every session.
I think that's how credit card debt is accrued.
Friend of the channel, R Justice, you bringing up your credit card debt. Stop it.
The wild magic debt. Really, just using your credit card is like rolling on the wild magic table. Who knows what's gonna happen?
God! You play D&D for escapism.
But
one thing that did happen is in a previous episode, Gwen decided to plan a birthday party for Kylen. And I believe we talked about this on a previous episode, but we might not have.
I don't know.
So whenever Kylen re-aged, he doesn't know his birthday. So Gwen was just like, hey, we should call this his birthday. And we're like, okay.
This is the day where you turn 7 years older.
10.
Oh.
He de-aged 9 years. We aged him up 10 years. He's 24.
Oh. Okay, Kylen.
But as Gwen was planning everything, she quickly found out that neither Arjan nor Corey had a birthday.
Oh.
So she had to make the party bigger, and she had to rent out a space in friend of the channel, Greybeard of Greybeard's Taverns.
Pew.
His NPC, who is himself, she had to rent out a space in his tavern. And, we don't have any money. That's why I'm trying to make sure the shop gets off the ground so that, we can have money.
Yes.
In order to get the space, she promised to get rid of a cat that was plaguing the tavern. And that cat is a half construct, like Frankenstein monster black cat construction abomination.
Baby. Love it.
Called Frankie, Lord Dickhead. Which is totally not this universe's stand-in for Wings' cat.
Who just screams like a banshee.
He is a very vocal boy.
I love it, though. I love Frankie's screams.
Best place to handle that is to capture the cat and hide it out in our shop. And whenever Arjan has to leave, that cat caused some of his potions to explode. And then got himself stuck under the house.
Oh,
no. Him legally.
Oh, no.
Just meowing at multiple hours, driving Arjan crazy, driving their neighbor, who I found out we have, crazy. So we went on a little excursion into the sewers through some illicit connections, which we probably should not be taking, and can get all of them also exiled from this island because, remember, I am exiled from this island.
Why are you here running a shop?
Because we haven't left yet.
A very chill exile.
As soon as we leave, we can't come back. That's how everything stands right now. So we go in. To make a long fucking story short, I shoved a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
Is that allowed?
To make a long story short, we go in, witness a terrible deal happening, and immediately kill everybody because we don't have our paladin.
Who's really the voice of reason.
Who's really the voice of reason. We kill them. They're part of another trading company that our friends were doing work with. And one of them gets away. And it makes sure to clock us, notice us. I'm sure that's going to come up eventually. But we're there for a job. We go down and we track down this cat who is currently making a deal with a shadow demon.
As cats do.
As cats are known to do. Staking his claim on what is known as the Dark Throne. I don't know what the fuck this is. I know this cat's evil, so I do everything in my power to kill this cat. Who is actually a demon. Is not an actual cat.
So no animal abuse.
No animal abuse. We do kill it, but it sort of just like discorporates and swears its revenge. So that's another thing that eventually we will deal with.
You know another thing that y'all eventually have to deal with? That weird fucking cloud giant NPC with the most cursed voice.
Oh, yes.
Friend of the channel, Indoor Adventures. Pew, 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 pew. What were you thinking when you made this terribly cursed NPC who haunts my dreams? Actually, no, incredibly inspired, just bonkers NPC who, like, Kylen and Gwen had to, like, get a toenail from in a game of dice, and now Gwen's gonna be a piece of his jewelry for 2 days.
Yeah, so whenever friend of the channel, LB Hakama, has to miss a session, that's when that's going to come up.
Oh, that's smart. Oh. But yeah, no, that was one of my favorite moments in a while, just hearing just anytime that weird NPC was interacted with, I was just like, oh, I hate it, but I like it.
Hopefully, I'll be done with the potions pretty soon. Hopefully, I can actually get my fucking crossbow. Because I've lost all of my equipment whenever Bleak died. All of it.
Rip. Critical Role Molly's in the chat.
And I don't have any money.
Like, I don't have any fucking money.
I'm trying to do it to get this thing off the ground, finish up these potions. But you know, we don't play downtime quickly in this game. We don't play anything quickly in this game.
We know, which is fun.
Hopefully we'll be able to get off the island soon and do some other stuff.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. You just gotta wait for Corey to come back and, you know, see all the bad things you guys did.
She'll never see. We didn't do anything bad, right?
You know, she has known the truth, but hopefully she won't use it.
You know, she killed an Abishai in my heart, and I'm still not over it.
Ooh, so much drama between two close friends.
But that's not this episode. That was the last episode.
Yes.
That's all. That's my only stream game.
So this will be short, but I have 2 announcements because the 2 games I'm going to be in that I've been hush-hush for a while have finally been announced and are actually starting this week. Both starting at the same time as when my summer semester kicks off. So good planning on my part, but luckily the summer semester is not going to be bad. But anyways, so the first one that is coming up is going to be Monday nights on a friend of the channel, Katie Faye's channel. It's going to be a game of Monster of the Week because, as I'm finding out, I enjoyed Powered by the Apocalypse. Yeah. Dungeon World, okay. All the other games that come from the system, very fun. So yes, I'm getting more Monster of the Week action. This time it is going to be DM'd by my friend Dave, who goes by CC Dash numbers, which I cannot remember because I've been drinking. But yes, so if you guys remember, we played together in our Monster of the Week game. and now he is going to be DMing me in his first Monster of the Week game. And I'm really excited. Playing with Dingo, Katie, and some new people. So that'll be fun. We just had a session 0 for that, and I'm enjoying it so far. I will give a little sliver of a spoiler. That I will be playing a new sort of relationship that I have not gotten to play in a tabletop game before. I'm really excited for, in that which I'm going to be a relative to another character.
Ooh.
So we will have that established bond going in. And I'm really excited because most of the time I'm like, nah, let me go in and be the mysterious bitch and have no connections. But like this time I'm like, nah, this sounds fun. And given who my character is, I think it makes sense for them to have a connection with another player character to bring them into the story. Otherwise, it wouldn't make as much sense. I know this is very vague, but I want you guys to see what I'm talking about first. And then I'm sure the next time we talk about it, I'll give you guys all the down and dirty deets. But that's that.
This airs after the game starts.
Whatever. Watch my stream. Watch the VOD. and then we can, then we'll talk about it. And then the other game that's starting this week, Connor, we're playing it together.
Yeah, which we've talked about a little bit.
Yeah, we very briefly talked about it, but starting this Thursday, it's 5:30 p.m. PST. We will be playing on twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures, and we will be playing through Ghost of Saltmarsh, which I'm excited for. I really love this character concept I came up with, and I'm excited to see everyone else's characters in action, and I'm super excited to be playing a game with Indoor because it's basically been like a year or so of me being like, God, I really want to, play games with this dude. He seems like such a great DM. And finally the stars aligned. And so that's going to be happening. And I'm so excited because I just love the whole Indoor Adventures channel. I think it's a great community. So, and of course, I love D&D. And so... I'm very excited to be playing through the new adventure. Also, on the subject of new adventure, because this is kind of topical, how do you feel about the new campaign module that they announced at the Descent?
Let's talk about that after the break.
Let's do it. How are we going to break?
Do you have any more games, first off?
No.
Okay. Well, I do want to share just a little bit more about my character concept.
Oh, yeah. Please.
For the Ghost of Saltmarsh game.
Go ahead.
Where we will be playing our Salt Bays.
Yes.
I rolled shit for stats on this.
Yes.
Let me just say, right off the bat, I rolled shit for stats. I don't think I got anything above 13. Yeah,
it was some... Dear listeners, it was some hot poo-poo garbage.
So, I do have this concept of a Kaladesh. Kaladesh. It's a Magic the Gathering setting of this Kalash star.
Yes.
Who is developing its powers, and suffers chronic migraines because
Wow, Connor, I thought D&D was supposed to be an escape from real life.
And more of his psionic abilities will be manifesting as his bardic abilities, and it's going to be great.
Did you say sonic abilities?
Psionic.
Okay, because I heard blue hedgehog abilities. Whoa. You gotta bard fast.
Well, that Sonic movie trailer did give me migraine.
You know, I saw it again whenever I was watching Detective Pikachu.
So did
I'm
I.
sitting there in the movie theater and I'm like, wow, this is technically out of date now, since they're going to be reworking the design. Which, honestly, they could put whatever shit they want there. I just want to watch all the bits with Jim Carrey. But that's a whole other can of worms.
But yeah, I'll be very excited for me to start hinting about all of that. I need to find a whole bunch of poems.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta. Oh, you're gonna bard it up.
I've got to bard it up, but I'm not singing. This character is not a singer. He is definitely more of a poet and literature sort of guy.
Ooh, that's good. See, I'm totally on board for this because one, I am a huge bard stan, as you guys know. So I'm always telling people, play bards, play bards. Two, I think it takes big old cojones to play a bard and do act out bardic inspiration as a bard in front of the people watching on the internet. I don't think as much, as much as I hype it up, I don't know if I could do it. I think I would be incredibly nervous. So, kudos to you.
Well, a lot of these are going to be flavored by his psionic abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe as part of his bardic inspiration, you feel a little calmer or a little more sure of yourself. Just adds his psionic link. Helps you do stuff.
I want to digress a tiny bit because we're on the subject of bards and poems and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to give, and this almost pains me to say it, I just want to praise fucking Arsqueef.
Yeah, we haven't talked about our home game.
God, yeah, that's true. We're really out of it. So, I just want to compliment Arsqueef, as much as it pains me to say it, for being really good at the RP part of being a bard. Because this son of a bitch, whenever he does inspiration, he has fucking limericks that he has typed up, that he has made himself, and he fucking reads them off. And goddamn, if they're not actually good.
They're really good.
So, it just makes me so mad, because this son of a bitch was like, yeah, I'm playing a bard this campaign so I can show Kylen how it's done. Which, the nerve of it all. So I'm going to have to step my bard game up in our other campaign where I play the bard. So the gauntlet has been thrown. I have to retaliate. I cannot let this stand. My position as the biggest bard fan in the world is on the line here. So, yes. I am ready to fight.
But yeah, we are playing in a home game. We're playing in this new campaign setting, one that's very Eberron inspired. We started off playing through From the Forest They Fled from the Uncaged Anthology community project on the DM's Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was a very, very fun first adventure.
Yeah.
And then just some simple quests of just like defending a farm from some waves of goblins, and the quest that you're on right now, which is getting a magic paintbrush. It's not how I originally flavored it, but it's you go and rescue a missing artist who is currently trapped within his own painting. These are quests from Oblivion, because I steal so much shit.
You know what? Who the fuck cares? If someone already did something and you want to adapt it to D&D, I don't give a fuck. Also, I've never played Oblivion, so honestly, I wouldn't have known unless you had said something. But
Osqueef noticed.
yeah, he noticed, but he was like, I don't remember how it ended, so it'll still be a good time. And of course, it probably won't play out the way that it ended in Oblivion because our party is full of bad boys.
It won't end how it ended in Oblivion because I can't throw trolls at you.
Oh yeah, that's
multiple trolls.
Yeah, please no trolls. I don't want to be embroiled in a flame war. But yeah, I'm also sure that it'll definitely go differently because wow, this party's moral compass is just spinning in all different directions because we have two very shady boys who love to do shady shit. In fact, one of them fucking robbed the place the night before and then fucking walks up to the door and is like, hey, I noticed your husband was missing. Do you need help finding your husband? The other one was accomplice to that. Other character is, somewhere in the middle. I think AQ's words, because this is his character, was like, yeah, I was going to be more of a bastard. But then I realized we already had two bastards in our party, so I decided to tone it down. So, he's not as bad, but he still very much has bard energy. And then there's my character, who is a lawful good warforged, who has a very binary way of looking at the world. Things are either right or they are wrong. And like everything needs an explanation. There is no room for moral gray, which basically contradicts the rest of the party. But my character, their name is Render, is never like, oh, we need to do this because XYZ. Basically just kind of like inquires the reasoning behind all of their decisions, like, why would you do this? Why would you lie? Why would you take something? Is this right? Just because they're trying to, I don't know, figure out how everything works, because to them, they were basically born 2 days ago. But that's been, for me, fun to role play. It's very different than characters I normally play. I normally play just very like, I either play like goofballs or shitheads, or like smarmy individuals, but this is outside of my wheelhouse. But it's been fun. It's probably all the incessant questions have been like a pain for the other players. But
totally, completely unrelated to the discussion of your character. But a great feature on D&D Beyond is the ability of the DM to edit the character sheets of their players.
Oh no. I need to run check my character sheet.
Well, you can do that after our break.
God damn it, Connor. I would be poring over every little detail and just be like, what did you do? What did you do? Did you mess with my notes? Did you mess with all my very important notes?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
No, I've just, during our last session, I have ideas for what I want to do with 3 out of the 4 of your characters.
Mm-hmm.
One of which I've already alluded to in a dream sequence.
Yes, he did that with old Pudsey.
Pudsey got a visit from a woman with tribal tattoos that would look very familiar to him. this woman with reptilian eyes. I figured out what I want to do with render, and well, I've just started putting things to go along with that.
Yeah, I totally made things easy for myself and difficult for Connor, in which I was like, I don't know. My character doesn't remember anything. You make it up. And shoved the basketball into his court, which. But you got something in the works. I trust you.
That's a horrible decision.
No, it'll be fantastic.
So, what we breaking with?
I just want an image of like a really chubby bear just kind of like waddling across the screen. Just a real chubby little bear.
I will try to see if I can find a copyright neutral version of The Bear and the Maiden Fair.
I don't know what that is.
It's a song of Ice and Fire.
Oh. And then maybe just some tuba music.
Ruby Sapphire, Route 104. We're doing it.
Is that tuba or is that trumpet? That works.
And the trumpets, they go. Welcome to hell.
Literally. Because...
And so, during our last segment, you asked me about, well, the thing that got announced at the time of recording yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. During D&DLive 2019, a new product got announced, the new storyline, which is Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus.
Ooh. So, what is the... I kind of know the overall arching storyline, but I am a drunken fool and will probably mess it up. So, if you know it better than me, if you would like to explain to people who may not be familiar.
Cities are disappearing from Faerun.
Ooh.
And Baldur's Gate may be next.
Ooh.
So, you need to descend into Avernus, which is the first layer of the Nine Hells, where the Blood War is currently happening.
And what is the Blood War?
Blood War is the conflict described in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. It is a millennia-long war between demons, the demons of the infinite layers of the abyss, and the devils of the Nine Hells.
Oh, okay. I know about that.
One of those commanders is, at least on the side of the devils, is Zariel, who was once a celestial, an angel, who knew that the blood war was a bad thing that she wanted to help out in. Drive the demons back. But in doing that, she lost her divinity. She became an archdevil. And she's
pour one out for a homie.
She's currently the ruler of the first layer of hell. And is fighting on the front lines. She's not the only power in Avernus. There's also, I believe, Vale? I think it's Vale. They've swapped places as the Archdevil in the Nine Hells, and so has my queen, Tiamat.
Boo.
Who?
Boo.
I believe will also have a place in this adventure. But that's just off of speculation.
Yes. The only thing I've heard about so far is like Zariel. She is like the bad bitch on the cover. Looking good, looking evil.
Yeah, I really like her design of this, especially compared to how she appeared in Mordecai's Home Foes. I think this is a really good design for her.
Yeah. So what are your, I guess, based off of the information we've been given so far, what are your overall thoughts?
I'm about it.
Mm-hmm.
Baldur's Gate was definitely not my introduction to Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't know if I would enjoy spending time there as much as anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Probably if I was playing the character that I think I would want to play for this game, then I would. But I like how they're describing it as the Gotham of the D&D world, setting it apart from the previous city adventures, Waterdeep.
Yeah, I think if I remember the quote right, Chris Perkins said, if Waterdeep is Metropolis, then Baldur's Gate is Gotham. So a very different flair.
Yeah. And I really like they're saying that Avernus is going to be this nice sandbox that you're going to be able to explore where many things can kill you.
Fantastic.
And you get to use infernal war machines like motorcycles and
motorcycles?
Yeah, like infernal motorcycles and
shitting me damn motorcycles in hell?
Yeah.
Why are we all in hell? Riding fucking motorcycles, being Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider.
I'm very excited about the vehicles that they include in here. Not so excited at the fact that they all require souls to function, but
I'm sure it's a better power source than fossil fuels.
Yeah, it's cleaner.
Let's make the switch to clean soul energy.
You only have to hear the screams for as long as the machine remains active.
Yeah, but we're really saving the planet. Climate change and overpopulation. 2 birds, 1 motorcycle.
But yeah, I'm very excited for this adventure. Like whenever they first announced it, it was just like you saw Zariel the Archangel just like about to fight a whole bunch of fiends.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I don't know what this is about. I assume fiends are going to be involved. Whenever I ran Waterdeep Dragon Heist, the particular adventure arc that we had was very tied up in the diabolical and everything, so mm-hmm. I didn't see how it would separate itself from that very much.
Mm-hmm.
Go into hell is a really cool way to sell me on that, because we don't have a lot of information on the other planes.
Yeah, no, not really. Like that, the Waterdeep stuff, that was hell light. That was the free trial to hell. This is the full package, the Hell Deluxe, with all 9 layers of that spicy 9-layer bean dip.
No, 1 layer. We only get
1. Okay, we get the 1 layer, but it is it's the bloodiest, I guess.
Possibly.
Maybe. I mean, look, I'm sure it's becoming increasingly obvious how little I know about this part of the lore, but that's why I'm excited. Like, I think most of everyone else's like secondhand excitement is rubbing off onto me. Like, first of all, I think people are just like absolutely like losing their shit that it's partially set in Baldur's Gate, which for people who are like more familiar with like the video games, and I think like I don't think Magic touches on it, but
no, Magic doesn't touch on it.
Nothing else does.
At the earliest bit of like whenever 5th edition was just being thought of during D&D Next, one of the adventures was Murder in Baldur's Gate, which I think reinstated Baal, the god of murder, into the Faerunian pantheon.
Yeah.
That was a big deal, apparently. But Baldur's Gate has a lot of like traction in the comics and the video game.
Comics, video games. So, people who are like familiar with that aspects of D&D, I think are like incredibly excited, because I think up until this point, Baldur's Gate has kind of just been like a side thing. Like, there's stuff to do with it in like Court of the Dragon Queen and maybe Tyranny of Dragons, but other than that, I don't think it's had a super prominent role. But now it's, on the fucking cover, so I assume that that there'll be a good split between the time you spend in Baldur's Gate and the time you spend in Avernus.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And of course, like, I think it's really interesting. Like, it's, I know a little about that, the devilish demonic aspects. But I like to learn more. I would like to play in these settings. I want to go to hell. Don't take that out of context.
So, Connor, you know what to do.
Please do not send this to my incredibly Christian parents. But yeah, so I guess my question to you is, because you are like to do more DM-y things than I do, is this an adventure that you would see yourself running, or that you would prefer to play in?
Kylen.
Connor?
As you have probably figured out by Rogar constantly being on his bullshit during our Horde of the Dragon Queen game.
Ooh.
And the giant symbol of Tiamat that I scarred into Arjan's back on Indoor Adventures. I really, really just want to play a Tiamat cultist.
God damn it, Connor.
And Joe Manganiello came up on that stage and said, "Hey, you remember my my Dragonborn Paladin to Tiamat?
Remember my OC?
You remember him? Showed up on Critical Role, showed up in Force Grey. He's also an Idol champion of the Forgotten Realms. Yeah, he's canon now. He's got a tower in Avernus. And guess what? Guess who I'm playing right now? I'm playing his son. Archon fucks.
Oh, bitch!
And based off of he spilled the beans of a conversation that he and Matt Mercer discussed. But right now, Archon the Cruel has the Hand of Vecna and is chilling in the first layer of hell in a tower, surrounded by dragons, currently going mad from having the voice of Tiamat and the voice of Vecna, two very angry and powerful gods, fighting over control of him.
Imaginably so.
While Archon himself is trying to figure out a way to bring Tiamat to the material plane.
Mm-hmm.
As any paladin or someone devoted to Tiamat would try to do. That is her realm, after all.
Of course.
Hashtag Tiamat did nothing wrong. That is the hill I would die on.
Okay, that's certainly an opinion.
I would love to play in this game as Tiamat cultist, as someone devoted to Tiamat. Because, she's not the main villain. It's not going to cause nearly as much trouble as doing that in the Tyranny of Dragons storyline.
Yes.
And obviously there are some story threads there with Archon the Cruel, Joe Manganiello's character.
Mm-hmm.
If the intro, the plot line of the story is cities are disappearing from the material plane and you got to put them back, well, can't you bring cities there from hell and pop them back? Can you do that with a certain 5-headed dragon god?
Can you?
Can you? That's what I would like to explore. But I would need a DM who was, going to run that.
Right now, listeners, I am scratching my chin and looking off to the side, contemplating things.
Alternatively,
yes. Mm-hmm.
Waterdeep Dragon Eyes was a very fun adventure that I converted into the Tal'Dorei setting from Critical Role. The conversion notes, of which I'll eventually go back and finish. I think most of it right now, except for the villain layers, are finished. Or at least there is the first pass. And you can find them on my Discord, and which you can get access to by subscribing to the Twitch channel.
Subscribe.
Hey, give me that $2.50.
Please.
And yeah, it's just available for download on the Discord. Eventually I'll finish that. But Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus seems like a wonderful, wonderful thing to convert as well to the Tal'Dorei setting, because you've already got Iman as Waterdeep. But there is a similar lawless city in Tal'Dorei. It's called Kylen.
Hell yeah, bitch.
And it's not a port city. It's not there isn't a river through it, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be that much setting specific stuff in there. I say that there was a lot of stuff in Waterdeep that took place at the dock, so I'm sure something like that is also going to happen in Descent into Avernus. We will see. I don't know, but there's already a very clear and direct link to Critical Role, at least Campaign 1, with Archon the Cruel being there. Like that's major canon.
Big ol' canon.
Which also means that this would have to take place a year after the Tal'Dorei setting guide takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Which there's probably a lot less that you would have to do there than you would for Iman. Yeah, it would be interesting. It would be very fun to convert. And then Avernus is already there.
Hell's hell, baby.
Hell's hell. That is consistent across the multiverse. Except, I don't know, in Critical Role, they just popped into the second layer Dispater.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in the official sources, you're not supposed to be able to do that. You have to go through Avernus to get there.
Okay. But they said, fuck that noise, let's just go to level 2.
Yeah.
But, so, that's a possibility as well. And, that would be fun. And I think AQ had a very convincing argument in which if we were to play in that setting with the characters we had from Summer of Haman, Vincent could bring Otto to meet his parents. Really strong, compelling argument.
See, Descent into Avernus starts at level 1. You're level 7.
It's okay. We'll make a pit stop. We'll take the elevator down. That's how hell, right? Works, right?
Yeah. It's sort of like the beginning of a good Metroid game. You're all powered up, and then you lose all your abilities and have to regain them.
Fuck.
But yeah, all that stuff was happening at the D&DLive show / stream / convention. But you and I have another convention that we need to look forward to.
It's Jenkin.
Yeah. It's Jenkin. all those events go live tomorrow.
Oh shit, is that tomorrow? Son of a fucking gun.
Technically
Okay.
today at 12 p.m. your time.
Yeah, so incredibly topical. So yes, the event list, basically, a little sneak preview of what's being offered this year, went live like I guess a week ago, a week or two maybe, and now tomorrow will be the time to sign up for the events you wish to sign up for. And I don't know what your plans are particularly. I know that you expressed before that you haven't really had a chance to look at the event list, which makes sense. That thing is mahoosive. But I kind of want to take a different approach than I took last year.
I do as well.
So how was last year Gen Con for you? What were the sort of things that you did?
So last year, I sort of front-loaded myself with a lot of talks, a lot of discussions, a lot of panels. A really great one by it's at Cybrwulf1201 on Twitter. Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
That she and some of the people from Mace Arcana gave on diversity inclusion. I got to see a talk from Matt Colville. I got to see Adam Coble give a talk about working with creators as a streamer.
Yeah.
A lot of really cool talks like that. But there were a few talks like that I could not get into, or that I got tickets for but just like didn't go see, because I was either just like walking the expo hall or trying to find somewhere to eat, or just randomly go see what Geek and Sundry was up to.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty cool. So this year I think I'm going to try to not load up on quite as many events.
Yeah.
Not quite as many panels and stuff. And definitely try to play a few more games. Try to schedule some more time with more games. Hopefully with creators that I know. And can hopefully start making some connections with.
Yes, network, baby. Yeah, so that kind of hits it up the nail on the head for me. I think I did end up going to less events than you did. I think I went to a few game demonstrations for people who were playing games, and I was watching them. I went to I played a couple games, but this year there's really only 2 panels I want to go see that I've decided. I do want to go see Talks Machina because, of course, how can I not? And I also want to go to the Uncaged Anthology panel with some of the creators from that. Very interested in that. But other than that, I just want to play some fucking games.
Let's play
some games. The me who I am now, and the me who I was back, I guess, a year ago whenever I was registered from Gen Con, are different in that I know, not to toot my horn and shit, but I know a lot more game systems now.
Yeah.
Either that I've played them or I've heard about them from people who have played them. So now instead of just being but I don't know what to play, I think I'll just play, games that I'm familiar with. I'm no, fuck that. No, push that off to the side. I want to play some shit that I've heard of, but have not gotten a chance to play.
Yeah.
And I was trying to make a list of all the games that maybe I would be interested in and would want to play at Gen Con. And already the list is getting pretty long. Just because there's so... Guys, I just want to say, regardless of, what games you're playing. And I understand that sometimes the, I guess to get into certain games, there is sometimes a bit of a paywall, and it's not always feasible to get into different game systems. But if you have a chance to try out new games, try out new games. And if you're going to like gaming cons like this, which again also paywall to it, but if you have the opportunity, go try out these games for cheaper, and then maybe, hey, I like this, continue to try it out, buy, support, whatever. There's plenty of games out there. Don't limit yourself is I guess what I'm saying. Anyways, all that aside, many games that I want to try. The short list being, really want to try Masks, which is another Powered by the Apocalypse game in which you play teenage superheroes. That has a few more added mechanics to it, which makes it interesting, in which like your stats are not set in stone. They kind of slide depending on who influences you. It's very interesting. It's unique in that aspect. I want to try Bluebeard's Bride, which is not Powered by the Apocalypse. I think that's Magpie. I think it's Magpie that does that game. And that one's interesting because it's like you play, basically one person is in control, and all the other players and characters are kind of influences on the main character. Like either like different aspects of their shattering psyche or spirits of previous wives, because the whole premise of Bluebeard's Bride is you married someone who is not a good person, spoiler alert, and you're basically exploring their house, which is probably full of weird secrets that will, I guess, fracture your psyche even more. But yeah, it seems really interesting. Kids on Bikes, I've had a small bit of exposure to through Indoor Adventures, basically playing kids, going on exploring mysteries. That shit looks really cute. I want to try it out. Want to try out Overlight if I get a chance, which is a whole different system with too much to explain to that one. Let's see. I think there were a few more. Bottom line is, there's so many games I want to try out. Which on one hand, I want that. I want to play just a shit ton of games. However, I also don't want to overload myself, which is what I came close to doing last year, and I ended up not going to some events. I don't want to overload myself so I can have more free time. Also, because I guess as compared to last year, I know a lot more people going to Gen Con. Like last year, it was mainly just me, Ethan, Connor, and then like some people I kind of knew from the internet. We didn't really hang out that much, but enough to say like, hey. But since then, like I've made more connections with people, either by playing games with them or chatting with them. And I want to spend time like hanging out with those people and, maybe playing games together. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I gotta balance that aspect too. So I'm just a real pickle,
I understand.
What the fuck am I going to do? So I think I've figured out a solution for now, being that tomorrow, when events go live, I'm going to get tickets for the things that I really want to do and do not want to miss, being the 2 panels I talked about. And those are going to be the only things I buy tickets for right away.
Yeah.
Then maybe after registration is like really opened up, I think I might take like a second pass, see what's still available, and if anything sticks out at me, I'll just pick maybe top 2-3 game systems I want to try and get tickets for those. And if it doesn't work out, maybe I'll just get some generics and then go around and see what I can do at Gen Con. But I think that's how I'm going to approach it this year. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that's great. Like I said, I have not been able to go through the list yet. Because, oh boy, have I not had time to do that? Have I not made time to do that?
Yeah.
What I really want to do is I really want to make time to play games or learn to play games in some of the systems that I already have.
That makes sense.
Like I've got a big old box of Numenera and Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. That
Collecting some dust.
They're collecting some dust. I would love to be able to run stuff in it, but I have no idea how to play either of them. So I feel like taking some time to have somebody say, "Hey, I will run something for you and help you learn the rules." That's going to be great for me because I haven't had time to read the list. I sure as hell didn't have time to try to read the Vampire the Masquerade book, which, let me just say, it's not laid out in a very conducive manner.
Okay.
It's very hard to read.
Okay, so maybe my unsolicited advice would be maybe just try looking up the game system. I mean, if you're really gung ho about doing it, I guess sign up whenever the event list goes live.
Yeah.
Just see, like, search in terms of game system and try and get spots for it then. Because I think it would be like a valuable opportunity, especially since you like own these games.
Yeah.
So it would be like getting practice with them and then getting more comfortable with them, playing them and maybe running them. But no, I think that's a great idea. I'm really salty because like I would love to do that with Ryutama because for my birthday Ethan got me the core book for Ryutama, but no one's running that game, which is a shame. It's so cute. I'm gonna have to learn on my own time. I could do that this summer. No, I should study. Conflicted.
One thing that I do want to try to do this year is just try to find games that creators that I know are running or playing in, or that I know they're playing in. Like I know you and I both responded to Nomadic whenever he posted that like he wants to try to run a Tales from Loop game.
That was another game I was interested in trying. Okay, yes.
Our friend Katrina from the High Shelf Gaming Crew is running something.
She is running Dead of Winter, I believe is the name of it.
And I believe it's Dave or Rich who's running OD&D.
Yeah, Rich is running OD&D. Yes, I do definitely want to sign up for what Rich is running and what Heather/Katrina is running. Mostly just as like, for one, I've never tried those systems, and two, I just want to like hang out with them and playing games they're playing.
Like, it was really fun hanging out with Katrina, like going to all the Geek and Sundry stuff last year. It was great to do that again.
Like, Katrina, just very nice, very pleasant, lovely individual. And then through her, we met the High Shelf Gaming Crew at Gen Con. And gosh, what a lovely community of individuals. Just simply the best, and so excited to connect with them again and hang out, go back to Dick's Last Resort. So
screaming.
Definitely going to connect with them. Also definitely connecting with the indoor crew.
Yeah, we're going to be at the same hotel with the indoor crew.
We all got the fucking same hotel. That motel 6 or whatever the fuck it is ain't ready. So.
And it probably will never be, based off of the state of the hotels that we have stayed in last year.
Well, surely it cannot be worse than the one that you stayed in last year.
It can't be worse than mine.
Oh my god, that hotel was a hotel. A hotel in quotation marks. But definitely trying to get into like what Nomadic is running, possibly Heather, Rich, anyone else that you had in mind specifically, or
if Sir Lucian or Jordan is running something, I would love to get into one of their games. I still have not played with Jordan.
Is Jordan like your indoor? like
yes,
Kylen is to indoor as Connor is to Jordan.
I sort of owe me getting into the TTRPG community to Jordan, because like I was following his Forgotten Realms Explained channel for a little bit. Then he started the Saturday morning D&D show. That's how I found Sir Lucian. Sir Lucian did a subscriber thing. That's how I got on his thing, but through a show that Sir Lucian was doing with Anarsis and PB and Nomadic. That's how I found all of them and got into Anarsis' Fun Shots.
Oh, what wicked TTRPG webs we.
But yeah.
The connections, you know, it really is like once you get involved with like one person and like start playing with people, like all of a sudden connections and doors open up to play with more cool people. It's so much fun. But yes, playing in a game with him.
Playing in a game with Jordan,
either run by or
PH in the middle. Yeah, that's gonna be great. That's one of my goals, and I hope this is the year.
I know I talked about this whenever we were talking about Gen Con in one of our earlier episodes, but it's so funny you say that because Ethan and I totally, by coincidence, ended up being in a dungeon world game run by Sir Lucian.
Yep.
And then we were just like, I'm like, I know you through Connor. And he was like, oh my god. It was just crazy coincidence. But
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to having some more of those moments this year.
Yes. I'm just so excited. Like, last Gen Con was so much fun, but like, I think this one is gearing up to be just a really good one, just because we are no longer greenhorns. You know, we know a little bit about what to expect and, you know, maybe how to divvy up our time, and just, yeah, you know, and just like all the things we've done over this past year, the more games we've played, the more people we've met. It's just, I don't know, so unbelievably excited. Also,
we have a little bit more under our belt than the High Shelf Gaming Gen Con Survival Guide.
Yes. Which, by the way, if anyone who is listening is planning on going to Gen Con, check out the High Shelf Gaming podcasts. They do a very lovely series on what to expect at Gen Con, with everything leading up to it, with like event registration, hotels, food. Their episode on food is a personal favorite of mine just because I love food. So definitely check them out and all their other podcasts too. They do very lovely work. So yeah, quick plug for them. Check it out.
Friends of the channel, High Shelf Gaming.
View. But yeah, no, I'm so ready. Very excited because, one, I will not be driving this year. We are taking a fucking plane, so that'll be nice.
Yep.
And two, we will be getting to stay longer. I think we'll be there Wednesday night and then leaving on Monday, so it'll won't have to feel like we have to jam pack as much stuff in now that we have, the entire duration of the event. I don't know what your schedule looks like, but
it's pretty much the same.
okay. But just talking about it has got me all excited because I don't know. Until now, it's just kind of been in like the very back of my brain, just because I've had so many other things to worry about. But I'm just very looking forward to Gen Con just because it's so great.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to die. So
Pour one out for Connor.
So I think it's about time that we say our goodbyes. As always.
Wait.
Yeah.
Shit. Hang on. Let me do a little parkour real quick so we can meet our quota.
Parkour. Now, if that isn't the Skyrim horse climbing up a mountain, I don't know what is. Parkour.
Okay. So we've maintained the integrity of the show. So now we can do an outro.
As always, we have many links in the doobly-doo if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube and you are listening to this on iTunes, Google,
Anchor.fm,
where I actually upload these, please go check out the YouTube because there are many visual gags and things that you can't get anywhere else. Please give me watch time and subscribers.
Oh yes, it is now the time of shilling. We must shill.
Like and subscribe. We've got merch.
Merch.
And yeah, thank you so much for sticking it out with us this long. And if you're going to Gen Con, say hi.
Yeah, hit us up on the Twitters. Let us know. Perhaps we can meet. It's not impossible. We will find time.
Yeah. And with that, we will see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh no, you turned the button on.
It's Vax being wiggly.
Yeah, he's being a little wiggly boy.
Ooh.
He's being a little slippery salami.
Oh, baby.
Vax is baby.
I am asshole.
You know that meme that's just like, I'm baby? That's Vax.